Hi, it's the 17th of October. Thank you for dropping in, whipping around Thailand, checking all the latest news. Quite a lot of things to cover today. Brought to you by 5-Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com, Beach House Thailand, and also executive producer Dina there watching in the background. Let's get into the stories, and whether you like it or not, the iCon Group story is huge in Thailand. Kicking off with calsodenglish.com, the iCon Group 18 bosses are arrested and spend a night in jail. So in this particular pyramid scheme, the bosses are the sort of heads of each of the groups as you filter down the pyramid. All like celebrities, high-end TV people, actors, stars, singers. So we've got Boss Sam, Boss Min, Boss Can, and the CEO, who's known as Paul. They were arrested yesterday. The story says that at least 18 bosses of the iCon Group, a direct sales business accused of operating a Ponzi scheme, it's not a Ponzi scheme, it's a pyramid scheme, have been arrested. And the story of the bosses has dominated news headlines and social media. I need to apologise to Jay Duncan, who says, "Sorry, Tim, enough with iCon. Sorry, but if you go to any of the social media spaces in Thailand, this is the biggest story of the year." And victims continue to come forward to file complaints with investigators at the Consumer Protection Police Division. And as of yesterday, police have taken statements from over 1,000 people, with the total damages approaching 400 million baht. And Department of Special Investigation officers have also found 3 plots of land, over 60 rai, that's a lot of land, which Boss Paul had purchased under a juristic person's name, valued at hundreds of millions of baht, and they were going to call it the iCon City. So what have they been charged with? Apparently defrauding the public and inputting false information into computer systems. People forget that here in Thailand, if you type false information or bullshit into a computer, you can be charged. I remind people in living in Thailand, when they're using social media and forums and even my comment section, you just got to be a little bit careful what you are typing in. You can't just type in things because you want them to be true or hope that they're true. Calsot English even posting the names of all 18 people arrested. And after spending a night in jail, if the court grants bail, it's expected that each person will have to rely on bail money from their family or close associates, as their assets have been temporarily seized by the AMLO for a period of 90 days. So there we are, Jay Duncan. You can turn your computer back on because we're now talking about a tourist bus fire. And the Facebook page of Calsot English reporting that 50 foreigners, mostly Indonesians, were shocked when the tour bus they were riding on caught fire, and the 46-year-old driver told the police that he was driving the tourists to have dinner at a restaurant. While parking the bus, the tourists shouted there was a fire in the rear section of the bus. Everyone managed to escape, and the question everybody's asking, the bus ran on diesel fuel, not gas. 3 bus incidents in the last 2 or 3 days doesn't do a lot to engender confidence in bus travel here in Thailand. Okay, to the economy in Thailand. And ThaiPBSWorld.com reporting the Thai Central Bank cuts policy rate for the first time in 4 years. And the Bank of Thailand voted 5-2 yesterday to cut the key policy rate by 25 basis points, that's 0.25%, to 2.25% with immediate effect. And the rate cut is the first since May 2020. And the Monetary Policy Committee Director said the majority of the committee agreed that the interest rate cut will ease the debt burden without affecting the process of reducing household debt in proportion with incomes within the context of slow credit growth, adding that the cut is in line with economic potential. So a bit too early to really gauge the effect, but certainly over the past 2 weeks, the Thai baht has been moving in the opposite direction to that which it's been doing for the past 3 months, so it's starting to lose some of its value against the US dollar, and today you get nearly 33.2 Thai baht to the US dollar. And we'll check on some of the other economic indicators a little bit later in the program. Time to talk Vegetarian Festival. Now, this year's festival is over, finished about a week ago, and it's time to have a little bit of a look in the rearview mirror at the Vegetarian Festival. NationThailand.com saying the Thai Vegetarian Festival must evolve to stay relevant. And Thailand's Vegetarian Festival needs to adapt to a modern lifestyle to stay relevant to the younger generation, according to a survey published yesterday. It was conducted by a Japanese advertising agency, and they found that 79% of Thais were interested in the Vegetarian Jai Festival. Breaking it down, Generation X said they liked observing its traditions of refraining from meat and making merit at temples. Generation Y said the Jai Festival was about being open-minded and community-spirited. Generation Z said they wanted the festival to meet their lifestyle. Generation Z always thinking, well, it's about me. And over 35% of respondents said the purpose of the festival was to calm the mind through vegetarian meals and activities such as spa therapies, merit making and meditation. Now, if you're like me reading this article, at this stage your eyes are starting to roll into the back of your head. As says the 10-day annual festival, held from October the 2nd to the 11th this year, sees yellow flags at markets, food stalls, restaurants and shops to promote the vegetarian lifestyle as a way of cleansing mind, spirit and body. Now, this may or may not be the way that the TAT or other government officials want people to see the Vegetarian Festival. But having attended a vegetarian festival for, 13 years in a row now, firstly in Phuket and then more recently up here in PHANG, let me tell you that the vegetarian festival has got nothing to do with the food. Sure, there's plenty of vegetarian food served around the place, and during the day the people generally fossick through the markets and eat pretty much noodles and vegetables all fried within an inch of their life. Without meat. And Thais are also expected to abstain from things like sex and alcohol. I can tell you there was a hell of a lot of alcohol consumed during the vegetarian festival around here. This is what people think about the vegetarian festival, and this is the money shot. The vegetarian festival is much more about these outrageous parades, the body piercings, the firecrackers, the thousands of people dressed in white parading down the street. This goes on for the 10 days and is the thing that tourists, when they visit Thailand, are coming to see. They're not coming to eat bad vegetarian food. Now, you can go into a temple and you can watch one of these body piercings. You can go to people walking on fire. You can buy firecrackers at stores around the streets and throw them at people as they walk past. This is the sort of stuff that people imagine when they come to the Vegetarian Festival each year. It's all very well for people to say that the Vegetarian Festival needs to move with the times, but of course this is a very old, ancient festival, steeped in history and immersed into the Thai-Chinese culture. That's what the Vegetarian Festival is about. It's not about the vegetarian food. I'm pretty sure if the TAT start promoting it around the world as a place where you can come for really nice vegetarian food, it'll fall flat on its face. So what is the Vegetarian Festival all about? As I've said in recent weeks, you can ask 10 different people, 10 different Thais, and get 10 different answers. Now, Lurika Reinders in a Flickr.com post has given us a bit of an explanation that does seem to correlate a lot of the different versions I've heard. And Lurika said that the festival started in 1825 when a Chinese circus act came to town and a sickness broke out amongst the artists. They healed themselves by following a strict vegetarian diet. These days the festival is a very exciting event, full of surprises and amazing photo opportunities. If you haven't experienced something like this before, brace yourself. So there you go, starting in 1825 in Phuket. If you've got any other versions of the history of the Vegetarian Festival, happy to hear them in the comments section. But there you go, the Vegetarian Festival. Looks like it's something that the TAT want to promote. I just wonder what they are going to promote. So the Federation of Thai Industries have given a bit of a helicopter look at the Thai economy at the moment. Some interesting stats and perspectives. Reported in thepatianews.com, Thai tourism sector thrives with 26 million tourists, offsetting economic impact from floods and strong baht. And it's the vice chairman of the FTI who made these announcements yesterday, and saying aside from the flooding, the weak domestic purchasing power, driven by high household debt, has further dampened sales of durable goods, with car sales dropping 24% and motorcycle sales declining 11% in, the first 8 months of this year. But he said the tourism sector continues to boost the economy. And for the first 9 months of this year, Thailand welcomed just over 26 million international tourists. That's a 30% increase from last year. And key markets driving this growth include China, the US, ASEAN countries, Europe, India and the Middle East. And he says tourism is expected to remain a key driver of economic growth. So there you are, a quick bird's eye view from 36,000 feet about the Thai economy. I think those tourism numbers will really start to pick up as we approach the high season this year as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for dropping in. Hopefully you know a little bit more about Thailand now than you did about 12 minutes ago. Please subscribe to the channel and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.